Mic, but I think my voice is loud enough. Is everyone okay? Great. Okay, so I promised you to do something with stress today. So I'd like to start with that, and then we'll do the introduction and the explanation and everything else. So what I want you to do right now is just find something that stressed you and not the hugest problem. Something small, something that happened today, yesterday, the day before. Maybe something with the car, maybe the maid didn't come, maybe your boss didn't give you your vacation. Something like that, okay? And then we're gonna rate how much it's bothering you, 0 to 10, so it's not gonna be, of course it's not nothing, it's something, 1 to 10, so 10 is the maximum. And the way you rate, you just say the sentence in your mind, like, XX has happened, feel in your body, and the number will just jump at you. And there is no right or wrong. This is just a feeling of how much is bothering you, this stress, or this issue. So I want everybody to rate and remember their number, because this is how we're going to test what this tool does. And I want to ask you in a minute, how many people know about EFT here? Great. There's a few people who've never heard about it? EFT. Okay. So there are people who have never heard about it. Great. So EFT, let's start. Follow what I do, just do exactly as I do, and then we'll see what happens, all right? Every one of you now knows their issue, whatever it was. So what we're going to do is take 4 fingers on this part of the hand, from the small finger to the wrist, and it does not matter the right or the left hand. Okay? And we're going to tap like this and say, even though this issue is stressing me, I love and accept myself. Even though this thing is happening, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Even though this thing is happening, I totally and completely love and accept myself. And 3 times is enough. And then we're going to take 2 fingers and we're going to start right where the eyebrow starts, and it does not matter right or left anything I do. So let's start with this issue. And then go down to the side of the eye, right on the bone, this issue. Under the eye, this issue. Under the nose, this issue. Under the lips in the indent, this issue. Right here, chest, this issue. Under the arm, like 4 fingers under your arm, this issue. And on top of the head, yeah, you are doing it right, a little bit to the front, yeah. This issue. And this is what we call 1 round. We're going to do another round, and I'm going to use a few other words with it, just to maybe make it a little bit. So let's just start saying, this issue is really bothering me.
This issue is really bothering me.
It's stressing me out.
It's
making me angry.
It's
making me sad. It's making me frustrated. This issue. And this issue. Okay, we've done 2 rounds now. We're just going to check and see what happens to our body. So let's take a deep breath first. 1 more. 1 more. And I want each of you to think about the issue you just thought about and rate it again. How does it feel? Just say it in your mind again. Such and such happened. And see how it feels now.
I forgave the sister.
So, whose number went down? So that was an 8 or a 7. Wow, you're doing good. This side, that's good. It went down too?
Yeah, 90%.
That's great. Okay, did anybody's stay the same? A few. Did anybody's increase? Okay, it's all okay. It's all okay. We only did 2. A round actually takes 30 seconds if we're not explaining. And we don't do 2, we can do 5 or 10. We're going to do a couple more just to see how it is. If it increases, I can't explain the whole EFT today, but if it increases, it means we got closer to the issue, so it's fine. We're doing well. And if it's the same, we just continue. Okay, and also this is a group work. I'm not using your specific words. Like maybe it would be, I really want to kill them, I want to, choke them. I can't believe that happened. You would use your own words if you were tapping on yourself. Let's start again. So even though I still feel a bit stressed about this issue, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm still stressed about it, I totally and completely love and accept myself. Even though it's still stressing me, it's still bothering me, I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. 2 fingers, this issue. This issue. This issue. This event. This event. This event. This event. This event. Okay. Let's take a, we could do more, but I want to explain a bit about EFT. So let's do a few breaths. And another one. My first question is for the people who had gotten more or had nothing had moved, did it change now? It changed. It changed. It changed. So it works really fast. It's usually successful. And if you do it like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, you're bound to get some result. That's EFT. Now let me introduce what is EFT and what we're doing.
Again, that one.
So maybe I want to tell you a tiny bit of my story and to help you understand. 2007, 2009, 2007 I got really sick. I didn't know what it was. It turned out to be rheumatoid arthritis. I used to have a financial advisory firm. I used to work a lot. I shut everything down and I was basically in bed. Laying down in bed, couldn't get out. And it was quite aggressive. And I was taking the medication and I was in a lot of pain and it wasn't good for me. Anyway, I discovered EFT, or as my teacher said, EFT found me. And I started using it just to get some sleep, because I used to not be able to sleep even 20 minutes. Pain unbelievable in my wrist, in my legs. I couldn't even bend, I couldn't get out of bed, everything was hard. So somehow I was led or guided to just do whatever they were doing on the videos. I wasn't even necessarily tapping on my pain. They would be talking about betrayal, I would be tapping betrayal. They would be talking about anger of something, I would be tapping with them. And I started to get a bit better and get better. Long story short, I've done a lot of videos on my story. I'm not going to continue it. I discovered EFT. I decided to study EFT. I'm now, let's introduce ourselves. I'm a master trainer and mentor. And I went all the way up, and I learned with the people who were actually the students of the town. Alhamdulillah. So what is EFT? It's a mind-body technique, and we talked a lot today about that. It's somatic, of course. It combines both. And it brings the very ancient, this is what's interesting about it, the very ancient knowledge of the acupoints and acupuncture, meridians, chakras, the whole story, with very, very modern psychology. Not Freud, further. We're talking about the people who talked about NLP and the way the mind works and neuroscience. Somehow these were put together by a man and he created something called TFT. He didn't know what else, he called thought field. And then Gary Craig, who was the founder of EFT, came to him, learned from him, and he changed it a lot. He made it easier for everyone else. And TFT is quite difficult to do. You have to take a lot of courses, and it's diagnostic. We're not diagnostic. So anyway, EFT, what would it work on? This is a big question. You say, okay, it worked on the stress. What else? Well, it works on almost everything. Because it basically works on emotions. It works on physical pain. And it works for something amazing for anyone who has a job or a business or is an actor or a golfer or a sports person, which is called peak performance. Because it uses the mind to help the body to tell the body what to do. So you can play golf better, you can swim better. Actually, there's an Olympic swimmer that uses it. There are football teams like the UK team uses it. If you start Googling, there are actors using it. There's a lot of people using it. I have a video somewhere that has all these people, cards like people see them using this. Most people don't understand what's going on because they go to it goes like this in the movie. But when you know they're doing EFT, you can see it. So okay, right now when I started in 2010, there wasn't enough research and we didn't really know how it works. It works on fight, flight, which she talked about, and the amygdala, and it works on the parasympathetic. It calms down that system. And when you're calmer, you think better, you perform better. Basically, so I just explained in performance, whatever. If you're stressed, it calms that down, because it's the feel part. So it works. Now we know because we have over 300 what we call clinical peer-reviewed research, including Harvard University. So you can go on a site, I'm going to give you the name right now, and look at the research if you like the research. Okay? They've done a lot of research, like with EMDR, CBT, whatever, across to see the results. The question that often comes to is this going to last, or after a while I'll feel bad? Your stress might still show up when you go home, because we didn't really work deep. Maybe we need half an hour to work on the meanings and the beliefs and the issue and what we call aspects, which are stories around the story. Like, that happened 100 times before, they keep doing that to me, why did they do this? There's other stuff happening, but it will work well if you give it its time. Do you need to go to someone like an expert? No, it's a self-help tool. Then why do we have coaches and why do we train coaches? Because the deeper stuff needs someone who's very well educated in trauma, very well educated in the emotions, understands it, but they know more. So if it's just a headache, just do it yourself. If it's a bit of stress, just do it yourself. Yesterday, someone met my partner, Sarah, we're partners in the program, at the wedding, she told me, and the woman said, I know Myrette, she was talking, she's helped me a lot with my headache. Because people just watch the videos and they do it. And it's fine, we say, so you could, from today, use it for yourself. It will help you if you're having a company, if you have sports, you can help you with your children. We recommend your 3-year-old learn how to do it. And I have a couple of videos on how to do tap with kids. It's the same points, but it's not the complicated language. Because really, it's not the language that does work. It's the tapping that does work. It's the focusing on the issue and tapping. So you can start using it that way for whatever you need. So we work on phobias. It helped me with one of my major phobias, which was heights. It will work on any emotion you have. I love the fact that it works on beliefs. I myself have a whole program called Belief Buster, because our beliefs, when you change them, you change your life.
Yep.
Right? If you believe you can never be successful, or you believe you can't make money, or you believe you can't do this work, or you believe you're not smart in math. All these are just beliefs. So if you work on the belief, and it won't take 10 sessions, it will take 1 or 2 or 3 sessions max to work on a belief. And when you change the belief, people change. The next morning they take actions they didn't take before. Okay? So that's basically, so it can work on everything. And actually, Gary Craig's statement is, I on everything. So people will say, will it work on my I don't know what? Right? Just try it. And most of the people here know about energy, and everything is energy. So my strangest story is I use it on my car. And it works. So try it. I made the car move. At least get me home, because I was doing the Saura, and it's a very dangerous place in the autumn, and I needed to get home. So they kept bringing people, mechanics, it wasn't working, and I said, well, I'm going to tap. I tapped to the car, and it worked. And it's not only me, because I was told back then that when people know that intuitively. My hairdresser said, oh, my mom used to just pray to the fridge to work. So it worked at least till tomorrow till the light comes. So I guess it works. So anyway, that's pretty much the EFT. I want to see if I wanted to say something else about it. I told you about emotions, beliefs, and performance. And the thing is that people can't believe it works on pain. It works on pain. It works on pain. It works on pain. And I'm not supposed to say this, but I am going to say this. It will help you a lot with diseases. It can even cure. Because the emotions are affecting your body. Your body will start to heal itself if you allow it. So once you remove the emotions, the body now has a chance to cure itself. And I am an adamant believer of this. I have a program about this, and I will explain it simply. We all know that if we get hit or a scab or something here, the body will heal the body, right? Everything else is healable. Everything else is healable. And this is what the new science is saying. Everything else is healable. Given the same emotions and issues are not still existing. So you can't keep hitting it every day and expect it to heal. It won't. So the thing is, you have to take care of it. So removing the emotions, people heal. Many examples, working with me, working with others. When you go in the EFT world, you will find so many people. Remove cancer, remove this, remove that, remove that. Some of them have books, some of them have wild people. Anyway, I also have released this rheumatoid and suicide. I do not take medicine. I hardly take an aspirin. I wowed my dentist because we do major work, and I said, I'm not taking the antibiotic, and I'm not taking it. He said, what do I do? Khalas, which is what you do. So alhamdulillah, I haven't had to go to medicine. Oh, we have time. Maybe we can take a couple of questions. So basically, I want you to know it does work on pain and physical issues.
Excuse me, but you said you don't have to go to the dentist.
I can hardly. I said when I go to the dentist and he does major work, he's supposed to give you an antibiotic and supposed to give you painkillers for sure. But I usually say, no, I'll handle it. And I just tell my body to heal itself. I talk to my body. I just do a bit of tapping, whatever. It also works amazingly on jet lag. When I used to have to travel a lot, the last 15 minutes in the plane, I would just start tapping, and my body would readjust. I never had jet lag. Allah.
No.
The points, طبعا the acupoints, it is not invented. Some of the acupoints are intuitive across all cultures. This is what the Arab world a lot. And this is a comfort point, by the way, you can do it anytime someone's bothering you. Just keep tapping like this on the phone, like, and this is a comfort point, but this is a really good point. You can use a lot of things. And actually also, basically, I just want to let you know if you like some of people are English speakers, what I did produce this in Arabic, EFT. It's available in Diwan and it's available through me. I can be made to you or back to you if you want. I have a lot of programs. I do have a YouTube that has over 1,000 videos with almost every topic you can think of, like self-confidence, like self-worth, like sadness, like anger, for children, for mothers of children. For mothers of ADHD children, I have ADHD. Yeah, I'm trying to cover so many topics and we're still going on. And of course, there's a Facebook page. Please support me because we just created a new one for technical reasons. If you don't mind, we can do a couple of questions. I'm pretty much done. This is for EFT. If you have a couple of questions, I can do the next 7 minutes.
For somebody who smokes all the time, EFT can get rid of
it even works on addiction, serious addictions, but it takes a lot of work from the practice. You have to go to someone probably. Because a lot of people who are addicted to like the real stuff, they have tons of emotional issues. That's on the side. Cigarettes, basically what you're asked to do, there is a video. People use it in Ramadan. I did it in Ramadan years back. People have sent me, and there's an English one and an Arabic one, because one woman wrote me and said, I need this in English to my friends. She was in Dubai. So that's available, and people do stop. But basically, you will tap every single time you want to take the cigarette. Until you break the circuit, it's a lot of neuroscience that says this is nice. The tapping does what we call pattern interrupt. Okay? There's a lot of science. I am myself, I'm very interested in the research in science, so I go to the science. But anyway, without the explanation, yes, it works. Any other questions?
Yeah, I can testify that she healed me several times when I had been through trauma, and actually sessions with Meiret was very helpful. I have a question for you. Is ever EFT harmful?
Okay, that's an amazing question. It's a very good question. Even when I studied, I didn't understand. I was like parroting what we were taught to say. It's gentle, it's safe, it's easy. I didn't understand that other tools were not gentle and not that safe. I'm not talking about anybody's tools, but I'm saying EFT, for us to say that, we have to prove it clinically. It's one of the gentlest ways to deal with anything, including really severe trauma. They've used it, by the way, they're using it in Ukraine. People who are doing EFT are volunteering with Ukraine. We translated everything into Ukraine and we did a lot of free stuff. They've used it in Bosnia, they've used it in Rwanda. They've used it in Iraq, there's an Iraqi guy that worked with that. So the most severe even trauma, we're able to work without people really having to feel it. Because we can't tap without even a word. We won't even let you get into the thing. It's already, you know, you're traumatized. There's ways we train people how to do that. It's very, very safe. That's what's good about it. Okay?
I just want to share my
voice.
I just want to share my experience with you.
will stop cravings.
It will stop cravings, and there's a free session. I do believe English and Arabic on my website. Sorry, not website, my YouTube. Yeah?
Well, I'm an EFT practitioner. I studied in the UK by the master teachers. I can confirm you, as people know me, I measure everything. I measure even EFT, and everything has been balanced after 7 rounds and all very young measurements. It's really working.
It really works. Yeah, it really works. And you know, like people start to say, no, it's not. Like when I have a group like this, if we have an hour, I say, who doesn't believe at all? And I take their issue and work on it. That's a physical thing. And they're like, I don't know, I just was trying. It's not an advertisement. Because I take the person who's most skeptical. And I can say I was skeptical. I was like, what is this? And that's probably why I read the research and went into neuroscience. I wanted to say, how does this work? It works. It works.
Just wanted to know how many minutes you have to do it, or how many times per day, or how does it go, you know?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. There is no rule. You do it as long as you need. And let me make it simple. If your hands are very greasy or dirty, how many rounds do you take the soap? 5, 7, 2? When it's clean as that, you will know how when you test. When you say, okay, I was really bothered about what was doing out there. You take a breath. Okay, let me think about it. You need to get to that, it doesn't matter. Or you need to get to, like in my thing, I used to get to able to sleep. So I wasn't getting to a 0, I was getting to a 4 or a 3, and I was able to sleep. But if you can get things to 0, yes, amazing. So what I recommend today, if you go home, take a look at EFT, Google it, they have tons of videos out there, and then start using it daily. It's a daily emotional washing, yes?
I want to share that I use it daily, and I used it with Myrette on severe trauma like birth trauma and car accident when I was 8. And after the session, I could feel heat leaving my brain. Like it was a physical effect I could feel. So I just want to share that. Maybe people think, oh, everything is possible. Yes, it is possible with.
I'm glad you brought that up because we need to let them know that too. Because of the simplicity of the tool, people think it's just sort of life things like this. Actually, it does ancestral healing. It does past life healing if you believe in that. It goes very deep. It keeps going deeper and deeper. It does the work of constellation. It does the work of other tools. Because of the way it works, it just goes, it zooms in into the issue without even having to zoom in. 3 rounds and the person says, oh, I remember that happened when I was 3. Oh, that's why. They remember the previous trauma which is linked to what's going on now, and we just clear it. So we do work on a lot of my work is on birth trauma. The way you're born affects the way you take the whole growth in. I think we have a minute and a half. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter which side and which
Doesn't
side.
matter. They've done actual research on that. When you look at the very old videos, you'll find them say if you're right-handed, use your left hand and do this. If I don't know what you do not, and you know that a lot. But now they've done research like 12, 15 years ago, no, they're even like this. Everything goes both sides. And even in the middle you can switch.
The way you talk to yourself in any language.
Any language. And if you're really with them, you're really upset, you really have to talk. Your body knows and your mind knows. Like say I'm really fearful. I don't have to say I'm so scared being on this bridge, I'm so scared. I just start saying this fear, this fear, this fear. Oh my God, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. My biggest story was getting, I couldn't get on all the bridges in Egypt. It was horrendous. You will see it in the book. I couldn't. So one time with my child, my baby in the car, I put out on the handbrake and I stood in the middle of a bridge and I asked the taxi driver, can you come and bring the car down? Because I can't drive on it. I was paralyzed. Alhamdulillah, I got it down. Okay, we're all good? Huh?
We have a remedy for that. No, we don't.
Yes, we have a remedy for that.
Do you help with the high blood pressure?
Actually, that's a good question. When we do have a disclaimer when we teach people EFT or have a client, if they have heart problems and taking medication or high blood pressure, because with releasing a lot of the emotions, it changes. I have a lot of people who did, I even have a couple of students, they worked on their high blood pressure, or they didn't work, they just worked on their emotions. And then in a couple of years, you're healthier. The things you had, they're like, you don't have them. And that's why when we teach people, we say, you have to make sure if someone's taking like 10, 15 sessions with you, let them know they need to go. We have, of course, an intake form. They need to go talk to the doctor again about their medication before we do it. Or it will be less. Okay. Thank you, and of course the questions are open. Of course. And further.
Can you make it like a routine, like something that you can do daily without the subject in your mind, or you need to have things you are working on?
It's better if you choose a target. So it's, and it is good to have it a daily routine. We call it the daily washing, the emotional washing, just like you wash your face. You can do it in the shower. You can do it in the sea. My best tapping is in the sea for me. And I actually do one day retreats in the summer in the sea, and we tap a lot of it in the sea. It's amazing because of the salt water and the energy and everything. But anyway, put it as a daily routine. Yes, it's better to have a target. Just choose, and then in a while you will remember things like that. Frustrates me. I hate it when I go in houses and everything is good. Just do it. I hate it when people cut me off from driving. Just do it. Just do it. And then things will start changing. We do have, and I have a video on that. It's called the Personal Peace Program, and it's Gary Craig's way of changing your world. Is to go and write 100 things or more. You don't have to write 100 because he says everybody has 100 things that bother you in your life, and a little notebook. There's a video on it somewhere. And start working on that list, and you will not believe how your life changes. By the way, if you knew me 10 years ago, this is not the face. I swear to you. I did the best facial. And this term I took from one of my clients. She said, everybody's telling me this is like an amazing facial you did. And she said, I did not do a facial. I just did EFT. EFT. Explanation is you're activating certain active points. They are affecting your parasympathetic system, and specifically they're working on your amygdala. And your amygdala has a lot of your fears, your fear. And when you go to fear, the fight, flight, or freeze, and all, everything else breaks down, everything else stops. That's like a very short answer to that. So he shows 8 points that are very important. People who are not probably should know. It shows points that are very close to the surface, because we have a lot of points. It also shows points, did a lot of engineering. It also shows points that are easily accessible. So he wouldn't choose like below and compared to back. There's other points that work. And he chose very easy to access, and this is the reason he became very famous. He engineered it. By the way, he was guided. He came out 5 years ago and said he was actually very guided. He has an amazing side, very clear. I need to be finishing the 3 minutes over as I take your question.
Can I tap on one point? Or I
You
have
can
to
tap.
do
There
the
are
full
people
cycle?
who find one point that they like, it will work, and sometimes you are guided to use one for a specific situation. You don't know how. It's like when I'm working with someone, sometimes I'm like, we're doing this for 10 times. Because I'm guided like, we need this one. Because everyone is linked to something, to a specific meridian, but we're not going to teach that and we don't talk about that. We'll just say, do the 8 and just do that. Okay? I think
Maybe I can
Yes, go
answer.
ahead.
This is the beginning point of the bladder meridian, and a lot of people have emotional problems in the bladder meridian. This is triple warmer point where we activate triple warmer meridian to take the over energy out. So the point, this is stomach begin point. So we tap actually on the begin points of meridians.
Okay. And this one takes all the meridians are joined here. So it's an amazing point. And it's right in the soft spot. It's here. Right here. Okay? You don't need all the details. If you do the 8 points, this is Gary Craig's amazing. He said just do the 8 points without knowing what you have. You don't need to know what kind of problem it is and which meridian is affected. Please just do the 8. He simplified it. Okay, thank you so much. I enjoyed it.